Am I
All
actually?
right. What?
Sorry.
What the fuck?
I didn't know if I was actually hosting or not. You said, Cody, do you want to host tonight? So I didn't know if I was supposed to be the opener.
All right, well, go ahead.
No, I don't want to anymore.
It's already started.
I know, and here we are.
Come on, you've had all day to prep. Like you should have this
And
down.
welcome.
All right, it's dudes missing the mark.
Is that
Nailed
it?
it.
Okay. Who? All right. So we're the dudes. I'm Mark. Cody's here as well. I don't know what that was. And Jay. And congratulations for everybody. 45 seconds in. You're still listening. So
I heard a beer
hello
crack open as
and
well.
welcome.
What's the
I
beverage?
do. I got
Who's
a
drinking it?
Shiner White Wing here.
Shout out.
Shout out Shiner, one of our great and many sponsors. So cheers, boys.
Mm,
What
that's
Very
what's a
tasty.
white wing? What's a white wing rocking with? Like, is it similar? Like, I'm picturing like a lighter version of a regular Shiner bock.
Belgian whites.
ooh,
Mm.
you did right with the Belgian part of it.
It's very delicious, actually. You get it in those packs of, the seasonal packs. You get them at Costco. I get them at Costco.
Mar-
Shout out Costco, another wonderful sponsor of ours.
Mark already knows
Um,
my love for a good Belgian ale. Cody, have you partaked in a good Belgian ale?
I've done like Santa Rosa's big on like local breweries. It's not just wineries out here in Sonoma. So,
Mm-hmm.
I've tried a bunch of different stuff. I can give you the name. I mean, my favorite that I've probably had out here is there's a Russian River Brewing Company, and they have some good beers. I've gotten into Lagunitas out here. They
Hey,
got a good
uh-huh.
IPA. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
I have been big on Belgian ales, Heffenweizens, and let's just go with Kolsch's as well. Let's go out of the
Oh, yep.
country for all these and really soak in some good beers there. There's a one called a Leffe that I just tried for the first time. It's amazing. It's a Belgian ale, Abbey ale, and I'm gonna go back to was it Total Wine and
Mm-hmm.
probably get a 6 pack this weekend.
So what I heard right there is Jay hates America. The second thing,
American beer.
no, you hate America. American beer is the foundation of America.
Eh,
Beer, baseball, and hot dogs. Though that's the three most American things. Should we include apple pie? Let's
yeah,
include apple pie.
absolutely.
We all know how much I love Belgians, obviously. Um, going back to apple pie, whipped cream or ice cream? What's on top?
Ice cream,
Ice cream
100%.
for sure.
100%.
easy. Vanilla, like
Vanilla, straight vanilla.
straight vanilla goes with
Nice.
every dessert. Yes.
Nice.
To
So,
be honest, most of my apple pie experiences, the only thing that's been on top is a little piece of cardboard because it comes from a Whataburger and they put it in a little like they slide in a little piece of cardboard and then you slide it out. That's
Mm-mm.
probably been most of my apple pie experience.
Is that good?
what do you do with the pie?
It's like it's like a hot pocket version of an apple pie and you eat it.
What's the shape of it? Can it fit anything specific?
No, it's just like a hot pocket. It's like a hot pocket version of an apple pie.
Nah, just a warm.
Just a
They warm it
warm,
up, right? Like
yeah, but not. You got to wait till it
it's
cools
not.
down before you touch it, right?
You got to blow on it a little bit.
You don't want to burn anything.
Yeah. Do you wait till you get home to enjoy it?
I mean, nowadays it's probably you got to do it in the car, right?
I mean, it's there's no Whataburgers out here, so I'm just gonna keep it 100.
All right.
Mark,
So the other
Mark,
pastime,
yeah, Mark, are the Rangers going to win again this year?
yeah. You've ruined my perfect segue. By the way, that was kind of rude of you.
What
Um,
was it going to be?
well, we were talking about we talked about beer, baseball, or I'm sorry, beer, apple pie, and now we got to talk baseball. So
Look, we started
Cody,
off rough, so segues
yeah.
are not going to happen today.
Well, it started off rough, and honestly, let's all just take a minute and pour one out for the Rangers offense. We forgot how to hit the ball. We've pitched decently well. We scored 12 runs, 7 runs, and then I guess technically we did score 8 runs in a loss against the Brewers, but 0-8, 1-2, and then 3 in the loss last 9 extra innings. So
And of course, I got to go to the one where they pull
yeah.
up two. Ugly game, but I had a blast, guys. It was a surprise game
Shut up,
for
Joe.
my birthday, and I went to the stadium. Literally found out, I don't know, 20 minutes, a car ride there. So I was living it up. Got some good brisket nachos. I got some brisket elotes from a local favorite, Hurtado Barbecue. Shout out. And I enjoyed myself, guys. Enjoyed myself. And Matt Scherzer, not impressed.
Who?
Max Scherzer,
Okay,
Max,
okay.
Max.
I heard Matt.
Maxi boy.
Matt, that's not what people call him, Jay. Good
Well,
lord.
I'm gonna start calling him that, and he's gonna have to earn his way out of it.
Well, congratulations on having such a fantastic time during the Rangers
Thanks.
loss, Jay.
Thanks.
We're only game and a half up on Houston right now. We are playing in Arizona. 0-0 right now. It's only bottom two, obviously, on that time zone. But yeah, Cody, I don't feel what did I was it last episode we talked about the streakiness? This
Yeah.
is a series loss that we've and +1 that we've just lost.
We have basically, I mean, so the Rangers have lost 5 straight games. If they had won 5 straight games, they'd be a half game back from Baltimore for the best record in the AL. As it is, they're only 3 games up on Toronto, who is the first team out of the wild card. We have a game and a half on Houston. The Mariners have all of a sudden turned into the King Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez version of the Mariners, and they have won 7 straight games. They're now 2 games behind the Rangers. It's a terrible time for a losing streak. Late August, September, it's not a good time. Rangers need to turn around. You say the Cove, I don't know if you can hear Cove in the background, but she's just as upset about the Rangers offense as we are.
Try Cove.
Do you think it's a combination of injuries with some guys regressing to the mean? What's going on with the Rangers offense?
A little bit of that. I don't think it's injuries. Look, Josh Young is out. Yes, that hurts. He's just one guy. We've won without Seager, who's obviously had a better year than Young this year. But I don't know. I think it's a little bit of we're starting to miss Evaldi a little bit, right? We do need a stopper in there. Scherzer pitched not great on Sunday when we really needed the stopper there. So, but that's fine. My hope is, and I'm going to keep it positive here. This is just a little low on the schedule. So we lost the last game of the series to the Angels, and we still won that series 2-1. Brewers are hot. Like they're a first place team. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games. Diamondbacks have had a resurgence in the month of August because now they're back in the wild card race and they're 8-2 in their last 10. So they're starting to play a little bit better. Now, do I want to continue losing games to National League teams who I think we can both agree neither of those two teams are probably in the running for the World Series? I think that's probably going to be Dodgers Braves in my estimation, but I don't know. The streakiness is worrisome. I think there's a nice little off day tomorrow, and we go to Minnesota, who is then also in first place, which is fun. Now they're 65-60, only 5-5 in the last 10, so they're essentially a 500 team there. But I I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that this is happening in August, like you said. But I'm confident that they'll turn it around, and I'm looking at September, and that's not very fun either. Also, what the hell was up with the Mariners, man? They were done.
Yeah, I mean, they made some trades to add. They've found. I mean, they were projected to be better than us coming into the season.
That's
They were projected to be better
true.
than the Rangers. So the fact that they're perhaps regressing to the mean in a positive way is definitely possible. For me personally, I think that it is some of these guys turning back into not pumpkins, but uh, Ezekiel Duran, was basically like an all-star caliber player. He obviously wasn't an all-star, but he was an all-star caliber player in the first half, and then he's been bad since the all-star break.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Tavares, this is his first full season in the majors. He was playing awesome. He's cooled off. We're not a 1 through 9 lineup at the moment, and I think that that's hurting us. Mitch Garver has been a nice revelation, but outside of him, everybody's kind of gone back to either career norms or not or below. And we're still a young team. I say that to ask you this, Mark: if the Rangers do not make the playoffs, but finish a game or two out of the
Ooh.
playoffs, is it a successful season?
Oh man. If you'd have told me that at the beginning of the year, I'd say, oh my God, hell yes. What a good year we had. That's amazing. No, this is a collapse. If honestly, if we don't make the playoffs at all, it's a huge collapse. I don't want to already concede the division on August 22nd. Shout out Nathan Haar's birthday today. But I am worried. Not only do we have Houston, who's only a game and a half, we have Seattle, who's 2 games back. Wild card, holy crap! Like I'm starting to get a little nervous there.
That's
But
so that's it is a realistic possibility.
yes,
I mean, if we 3 games is nothing. Like if we were 3 games back of first place right now,
oh, we'd
we
be
would,
so happy.
yeah, well, we think, oh,
Well,
dude, we'll get
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah,
If we weren't in first place basically the entire year, so
right. Um,
yeah, dude, it's kind of one of those things where you look around the league and I think there's a lot of surprises this year. Obviously, when our team is one of those surprises, I don't want to get my hopes up too high at the beginning, but then I don't want to be let down. And I feel like I'm going to get let down now. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting let down. I will not be let down though, Cody. I know you wanted me to go negative there, but you almost had me. But
it's
I don't
it's
know.
not even that. I just want to know if it does
Dude,
happen, was it successful?
no. The answer to answer your question in August is that would be a failure of a season to miss the playoffs at this point.
But if I tend to agree with you at the same time, I also think, hey man, we were not planning to be this good this early anyway. We spent a bunch of money. If you had told me at the beginning of the year DeGrom was going to make 3 starts and then go down with Tommy John, that Corey Seager was going to miss like 2 months of the season. If you told me that Josh Young would miss 2 months or more of the season, Jonah Heim would miss a month or so of the season, and you told me we finished 2 games out of or out of the playoffs, I'd say that was a pretty successful season. So I get what you're saying at. I'm just also being realistic about what our team was at the beginning of the year and where we are now. I want us to make the playoffs, but if we don't, I'm also prepared to accept it. I've mentally prepared to accept it, and
God, what a
still
loser.
still look positively upon the season.
What that is such loser talk, Cody. How many championships did you win as growing up as a kid? Were you like, man, you know what? I didn't think we were gonna win it, and we didn't, so now I'm happy.
I've won as many as the Texas Rangers have.
Great. So 0. That makes me feel really good. I don't know. We need the A's on the schedule here. Unfortunately, I think the A's are we just finished with the A's, so not
We
not so great.
What about the Angels? We got some Angels coming up at all?
We do. We have, let's see, we have 3 games late September against them, sandwiched between 6 games or a 3-3 against the Mariners to end the season. So we go, oh, we do have the A's. JK. We do have them. So we have, I'm just gonna rattle these off and you just say series win, yes or no, okay?
Okay.
All right. 4 against Minnesota,
Yes.
3 against Mets,
Yes.
3 against Minnesota. That's weird.
Just for sake of balance, no.
3 against Houston,
No.
4 against the A's,
Yes.
4 against the Blue Jays.
No.
God damn it.
We don't
3
play the Blues
against,
well.
yeah, it's in Toronto too. So,
Yeah.
3 against Cleveland,
Yes.
3 against Boston,
Yes.
3 against Seattle.
Is it here or in Seattle?
That's at home.
Okay, yes.
And then we end with 6 on the road, 3 against the Angels,
And 3 against Seattle.
and 3 against Seattle.
So yes, no. Okay, I feel a little bit better, honestly.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. And that was, I mean, I'm gonna give that podcast segment an A+. Looking at a calendar, saying team names. I think that was excellent.
Do we know the time frame on some of these injuries when they might be back?
Evaldi threw a bullpen. He is, I believe, on track. I just had it up, Jay. So this is your fault.
Well, how about
Also,
this?
we're
Before the
losing 3-0
playoffs?
now. Yes, everybody should be back before the playoffs.
So that's some hope.
Another pen for Evaldi. So I think he's got one more. Maybe he'll be back in late August. That's good. Josh Young, possibly late September. He did have successful surgery on the 9th. And so maybe that's just gonna be I guess how it goes. DeGrom gone. Okay. These are 60-day deals. So those are the 2 guys that we really need back. And I mean, we just need to get back to full strength. Cody, Jay, guys, dudes, it's fine. I'm not worried. I've decided it.
Yeah. What? There's still like a quarter of the season left.
Yeah. I mean, there's other teams that are, could have injuries or are dealing with injuries, or you have Tampa Bay, who is just, dealing with other things.
Yeah, we could be getting over our hump.
That was
Our slump. That's
odd choice of words after I talked about the Rays' problems.
My hump, my lovely lady lump.
So, also next week, Cody, we're gonna discuss major disappointments in Major League Baseball as well. It's gonna be a nice little segment. I've had a lot of negative thoughts about the Padres lately, and so let's just do it now about the Padres.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the Padres. I thought they were going to be so good going into the year, and we talked about how unique it was, how they put their team together with trades and free agents, and they are currently
terrible.
They're 17 games back against the Dodgers, and they're 6 games under 500. And every highlight I see in Bleacher Report is Manny Machado hits a home run. Check out his bat flip. Fernando Tatis, check out his bat flip. Like, you guys suck. They may be the biggest disappointment in baseball.
Oh, they're by far the. I think they're no. I think they're a bigger disappointment than the Mets. The Mets, looking back on it now, they were an old roster who overachieved greatly last year, and then they added more old guys. The Padres were all the Padres were all young in their prime superstars that doesn't make sense how they could be bad. It just doesn't. Like it really even if they have the worst clubhouse chemistry, just the amount of individual talent on there, it's like it doesn't make sense. So it's funny how quickly these things change. You know what I think is a bigger conversation here is young teams that turn from fun to like people hating on them, and how the life cycle of teams like that. For instance, the Memphis Grizzlies last year
Oh
or two
yeah.
years, the 2 years ago, everybody was like, "Dude, John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. Like they're awesome. They're fun to watch. Like they're going to be cool." And then this past year, it's like everybody's hating on them because they talk a bunch of crap, but then they lose. They're kind of their version of the Padres,
Then they
actually, which is
yeah,
fun.
then they cry about it.
And then they cry about it. The Golden State Warriors, when in the beginning they were fun, and then the switch kind of flipped when they signed Kevin Durant, and then it was like see who could take them down. Everybody kind of hated them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I'm thinking, I mean, basketball, it tends basketball teams stay together a little bit longer than like NFL teams, so it's harder to make NFL comparisons. But baseball teams, Padres did that. The Indians growing up, now the Guardians, but growing up, the Indians had some young, fun guys that I just remember kind of growing up, like thinking they were cool, and then as I got older, just kind of hated them, like Jim Tomey. Like I liked Jim Tomey growing up, and then kind of was like, dude, I don't know, Manny Ramirez, that whole crew.
Mm.
Maybe they're not the best example, but I'm just
That's a really bad example. I Jim actually as a play, I don't like Jim Tomey either. I don't know why.
okay.
I
So
I
I'm
don't I
not,
don't
so
know
I'm not
why.
crazy.
No. But like, it's not that I don't hate him though. I'm just like, what's the big deal? I mean, yes, he's in the 500 home run club and he's a Hall of Famer, but like, I don't know. I just never. I think it's because he was a DH. Like I kind of have the same feeling about Ortiz. It's like, yeah, he's a good hitter, but like, can't do anything else. I like my baseball players well rounded.
Jay, do you have a team that you from either growing up or currently that you started out liking, or like a that cycle of players and then you grew out of it and you didn't like them anymore?
You know what's weird is the Oakland Raiders, and for some reason, I just would play them in Madden, and so I kind of started following them.
Yeah.
And what was it, Rick Gannon? Is that
Rich,
who
Rich,
Rich Gannon? He had like a solid, like phenomenal run in one year, and that was
they
like
went to
the
the Super
year
Bowl.
I played Madden with the Raiders. So I was super pumped. I was following them, and then I was like, yeah, all right, I'm over it. So
So nothing actually happened. You just didn't want to play with them in Madden anymore after the one
correct.
good year.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
yeah, correct.
Got it. Got it. Rich Gannon, that's a throwback. He went to the Super Bowl that year, lost to
Mhm.
John Gruden and the Bucks. Who's the quarterback of that team? Anybody?
uh,
You got
yeah,
it.
yeah, I do. Hold on. Um, Bucks, Brad Smith,
Close.
Brad. It is Brad, right?
Yes, Brad Smith was the old Missouri quarterback who I think bounced around as like a wide receiver kick return in the NFL.
Oh no, Brad Johnson.
There you
Johnson.
go.
Yeah,
Yes.
I knew it was the widest name in America. I just can't remember
Two
what.
that Super Bowl matchup might have been two of the most unathletic, average to below average quarterbacks that's ever existed.
What about
Except- except-
who did the Ravens play? They played Kerry Collins. So Kerry Collins and Trent Dilfer. I think that might be number one.
Is that who's the quarterback for the Giants then? Was it
Yeah,
Kerry
Kerry
Collins?
Collins.
God, he played
Yeah,
a
it was.
super man. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Anyways, wow, that kind of went off topic there. Anyways, screw the Padres. I don't like them. I think I actually picked them to be in the World Series, so I extra don't like them. But just goes to show you don't buy yourself a good team. But unless you're the Rangers.
All right. So Bill Barnwell had an article start writing about four teams poised to make a jump in the upcoming football season. It was behind the ESPN Plus paywall, so if you didn't read it, I understand. two of the teams that he listed, and actually all four teams are interesting cases. So the first one I want to talk about is the Chicago Bears, and I want to talk about them because Jay Bryan is on the Bears bandwagon,
I'm
and I
on.
want to get
Whoa, bandwagon. They have been forever been my number 2 team. Okay.
no,
That's
not that.
true. That's true. I will back Jay up
I
on that. He
I am
does have
on.
a weird obsession.
It's like a family team, Chicago. Okay, but I will agree that I'm on the hype train for the Bears.
All right, Jay Bryan,
Okay.
I want to get. I'll let while you make your case for why you agree with Bill Barnwell. I will pull up the article and give you exact reasoning for why he chose them. And I want you to make your case for why you think the Chicago Bears will go from the worst, literally the worst team in the NFL last year to good.
Okay, so I think the topic was they're going to make a major leap, right? Well, they only won 3 games last year. Okay, with one of the worst defenses in the league. Okay, I'm not quite making my case yet, but now they're going to have some key components coming back. They go into the draft and get Kyler Gordon as a who's looking like a very solid cornerback preseason. Okay, we'll stick with preseason, but then the whole offensive scheme they've actually built around Justin Fields too, given more promise for Khalil Herbert, uh, DJ bringing in DJ Moore, and like we all know that Justin Fields has got some legs, but I don't think people are really remembering that he's got some pinpoint accuracy. And if this offensive line can give him some time, the Bears are going to make a ginormous leap.
What
All right.
defines in your mind, Jade, a ginormous leap?
Going from like 3-15 to winning 9
It's
to
too
10
many
games.
games.
You think that's too many? You don't think they're going to win 9 to
3
10
to
games?
15 is 18 games.
Well, he's
That's
counting
it.
preseason, the Hall of Fame game.
Oh, okay.
The I'm sorry, the break.
That they
was,
also did not play in.
They won the bye week, so let's put that in
Okay,
the
got it.
winners.
Okay. They won the bye week by not playing. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, going
right,
from
sorry,
winning 3 to 9 to 10. That's a huge leap.
Okay, you
And
said
okay, go ahead.
9 to 10 wins, or they're going to be 9 and 10.
No, they're not gonna be 9 and 10. Win 9 to 10 games, okay?
Okay.
And I think nobody's thinking. I know I'm thinking way ahead, but next year they got 2 first-round draft picks, and so that gets me even more on the hype train for 2024.
That's true.
What
I
we're
think
All
it's
right, Mark.
great. I mean, like I'm not gonna. Jay already basically said all the real reasons. I'll just go, shoot from the hip here as I tend to do, especially with football. Justin Fields is the man. I've already said on this podcast that he should win the MVP because he's going to throw for 4,000 and run for 1,000 yards. So that's going to be amazing to watch. Healthy offensive line is number one for them as well. More weapons. They got the vibes. I'm a big vibes guy,
yeah.
and the Bears are vibing. Justin Fields a vibe. He's not the typical. He's a football player. Okay, Cody, are you listening? He's a football player. He doesn't care about anything else. All he wants to do is win. If he throws for 50 yards and he runs for 3 yards and they win, he's like, that was a great game. Good job, everybody. We won. That's the kind of stuff you want in a quarterback. We'll get down and dirty, do all the stuff, run people over. And they did make a lot of improvements on defense. Lots of Tremont Edmonds is going to be a huge get for them. They took him out of Buffalo, and it's going to be they're going to be good. I'm going to say they're going to be 9-8 and get second in that division.
Ooh. Sneaking into next week's podcast, you started talking about the Padres, like we're going to talk about them next week. Just a little primer for y'all. Next week, plan on doing a deep dive NFL preseason podcast or preview podcast.
Should we do it now? I'm just kidding. We're just
All
talking
right.
about a few teams that we don't have to discuss at length next week. Is that's all we're doing. So
Exactly. I mean, one of these teams that we do. Well, I'll save the fourth team then.
let's hear
So
Barnwell.
All right, so
That's where you get
Barnwell,
all your takes anyway. So
that is not true.
you
In
just
fact,
recycle takes.
I disagree with him on this. So Barnwell's reasoning, the Bears underperformed given their point differential. They were given their point differential, they should have won 5.2 games, which they won 3. So 2.2 is the largest gap
Wow, that's
in the
amazing.
league. So that is that's a big reasoning. The cap space. He said they added a bunch of talent because they had the most cap space of any team in this offseason. They used it to sign talent. Um, he said they're just overall roster improvement from younger guys getting better. He also said that he pointed to a team at the Lions who last year ended on a hot streak, but that was because they didn't turn the ball over. And if the previous teams to do that, like the 21 Cardinals, regress significantly because turning the ball over is kind of random each year. So if you regress in that, so he expects Lions to take a step back, and that will help the Bears within their division. And last but not least, he says that the last time the Bears were on this list back in 2018, they jumped from 5-11 to 12-4 and won their first division title in 7 seasons.
Oof.
So he says that anything less than 7 wins this season would be a disappointment. So that is Bill Barnwell's take. I disagree vehement. I don't know how to say vehemently,
Vehemently.
vehemently.
The viperly.
I disagree so much. I just don't see it with Justin Fields, and I don't see it. Like, I get that his highlights look cool. If you watch the games, it was a struggle bus the whole year. He did some cool runs. He made some cool deep throws, but down to down, he was not a top 20 quarterback in the league. And I just don't see that much improvement from a guy. His athleticism is going to give him a solid baseline to be exciting, but exciting doesn't translate to wins. Adding 5 free agents that are even if they're talented doesn't take you from a 3-win team to a 10-win team. I just don't see how this team is going to get that much better that quickly. And Fields is going to have to prove me wrong. So I disagree. I'm still seeing like 5-12 for the Bears.
What how many years has Justin Fields been in the league? Just curious.
What, 2 now? So
Okay.
yeah, cool. So are you
Giving up. Okay.
I'm not giving up. What I'm saying is I haven't seen it down to down.
Yeah, because he's on a crap team in his second year as a quarterback, and he didn't even start at first in his first year. So just give the kid a break, man.
I think you're going to see some throwing improvement. I mean, DJ Moore is going to go up for balls. Darnell Mooney is still there. And even on the checkdowns, he's going to have some room to go with the checkdowns too. He's just going to be more well-rounded this year.
Cody just turned his camera off for some reason. I hope he's getting naked, to be honest.
I mean, he left it on last time he got naked.
That's true, actually. That's true.
I'm just giving the people what they want. No, I went to turn the light on. It was getting a little dark here. Yeah, I'm in California, so it gets darker later. So
I didn't know that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
all right. So
California Cody.
Going back to that, so Bears, I disagree. You and Jay both agree. Bears are poised to take a leap this next year. Correct?
All right. Team number 2.
Team number 2. So I'm skipping team number 2 because it's my hottest take, and we'll talk about it next week. Cleveland Browns. Last year, 7-10. This year, he's expecting a much better improvement. What do y'all think about the Cleveland Browns' chances of making a leap this year?
The Browns are going to lose every single game. Deshaun Watson is a predator, and he should not be in the National Football League. And the fact that Bill Barnwell even wrote about this, saying they're going to take a leap, is disgusting, and he should be fired from whatever job he's doing.
Cody, everything you just said about the Bears goes directly to the Browns. It's something we don't see with Deshaun Watson. He's garbage.
He does a lot of things that people don't see.
Nick Chubb is great, and that's about all I got. I mean,
You agree?
what was their record last year? I don't think they're going to take a major leap. If they take anything at all, it's a step.
All right, so the Browns were 7-10 last year. Their point differential was -20. 22 record game or 2022 record in games decided by 7 points or fewer, 2-5. Their projected strength of schedule is 13th easiest. Here is his case. With Jacoby Brissett as quarterback, the DVOA for the offense was, hold on, I believe he said it was 6th best in the league. Or actually the 11th best team.
Why was
So
Brissett the quarterback again?
well, we're not just talking. All right. So Brissett was the league's top backups, but the Browns had their primary quarterback throw just 31.5% of their pass attempts. The only teams with access to their primary quarterback less often were the 49ers and Saints. Since 2002, 47 teams that have had between 20 and 40% of the primary core QB pass attempts. The next season, 70% or more of the primary QB, they improved by 2 wins per 17 games. So his argument is that because Deshaun Watson didn't play very much last year, and him coming back and playing this year, he expects Deshaun Watson to bounce back and look more like the player that we saw from 2017 to 2020 rather than the one we saw last year. And at minimum, at least be as good as Brissett was, and they should at least improve by at least 2 wins, according to the numbers. Also, he said they blew a lot of late leads, which is another thing.
You know why? Because the Browns are losers.
Damn right, Jay. That's right.
I don't have any super hot takes about the Browns, but the Browns do have a talented team. And we've kind of dismissed them out of hand on this podcast, I think, just because of our dislike for their quarterback. But overall, as a team, they are a formidable team, and I could see them potentially being better than expected this year.
Middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack.
8-8.
Do you think that they're do you think they're last place in their division? Mark?
Yes, they will not win a game, so yes.
Oh.
Okay, that's rational. Jay?
Nobody said I was rational, Cody.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. All right. I say no. I think the Steelers will be last place in their division.
I'm going with Steelers. I'm going with Cody, actually. I'm going with Steelers.
No.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin is not, and it's never gonna happen. He's gonna be 9-8.
No, he's going to be the Cowboys coach next year. He's going to be the Cowboys
losing seasons. I don't want him to be the coach.
I think the hype on the
Cliff
Steelers
Kingsbury
is overrated as well this year.
You want Cliff Kingsbury? Hold on. Mark just said he wants Cliff Kingsbury to be the. Okay. I was about to eviscerate you. I was about to go on a rant.
I want Kyle Shanahan to be the coach of the Cowboys next year.
Oh boy,
that would be dope.
How much money do you think? Well, actually, why would you leave San Francisco? Right? I guess that'd be the next question. It's expensive. Can we just pitch that to him? Hey, dude, no state income tax. We'll give you $20 million. Actually, give it him $100 million. There's no cap.
All right.
That's it.
I don't.
That's all I have.
I mean, honestly, like give them some of that. Give them some of that Miller Lite money.
There you go, Miller Lite money. And that was a bummer of a segment there, Cody.
There's one more. There's one more team. The Los Angeles Rams.
Thank you.
The Los Angeles Rams. No hot take.
I think they'll be a 500 team. Maybe.
Okay.
they just they did what they needed to do. They won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, and so they're just gonna
Now
go
they're paying
peacefully
for
in
it.
the night.
Yep.
This
Now
is
they're paying for it.
this is tricky because Cooper Cup is coming back from some injuries. Matthew Stafford had like an elbow issue.
He broke his back.
Is that what it was?
He shouldn't be playing football. Or was his neck? Did he break his neck?
I know he was coming back from injury. Something, yeah. So he's coming back. So if those two are healthy, they may have an offensive chance this year. Cam Akers is a coin toss. I think there's too many issues with this one to claim that they're going to make a leap.
All right, so
what's the leap?
I mean,
what were they? They were bad last year.
They were really bad.
yeah, they're just. He doesn't even like leap is maybe misportraying what the article is talking about. Four teams to either bounce back or be better than they were last year.
All right. Well, of course they can be better. I think they probably won 5 games last year.
Yeah, bounce back.
They did. They were.
Bounce back. Wait. Hold on. Bounce back is saying they're going back to the Super Bowl, and that's not
what that means. That's not what that means.
That is not necessarily what that means.
What do you mean?
They're just bouncing back from being terrible, really, really bad.
Bounce back to the Super Bowl.
Right. Jay, if you throw a tennis ball against the wall, and then you keep throwing it, does it bounce back the same amount every single time, or does it eventually start to lose? Like it doesn't bounce back quite as far.
Well,
it's still bouncing back.
If you bounce it back to where it started, then so it's all perspective, Cody.
Jay was about to get real in depth with physics, and he realized he couldn't, so he stopped talking.
Instead of bouncing it, I mean, you could roll it and bounce it off a wall, and maybe it comes back. Like, I can get real into this, guys.
Guys, this has been the worst podcast we've ever done.
This is so bad.
All right. He did say the Rams over under last year was 10.5 games, and they underperformed that by 5.5. The only other team to do that was the Denver Broncos. I could see the Rams. I could see the Rams sneaking into the back end of the playoffs this year.
I don't think they can't sneak in anybody's backside, to be honest. They have the Niners are a good team, even though their quarterback play is going to be subpar this year. They're still well coached. Seattle is obviously, actually, I don't know whose back door they could sneak into, but they could.
Dude,
they could.
The NFC is terrible, Mark.
Yeah.
If the Rams are even slight. Like the Rams could very easily be a playoff team this year.
Is there 3 wild cards? Is there 3 wild cards this year now? Right?
If the NFC East doesn't get 3 teams in the playoffs, the Rams have a chance.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I'm penciling in the Seattle. Eagles. I'm penciling in the Eagles, Cowboys, Niners, Lions, Vikings. I guess that's it. Saints. So no, they won't make it.
I think they do, but
I forgot about the Bears.
Yeah,
the Bears instead of the Giants.
I
3
don't
from the north, as we all expect.
No, but I do see
None
see them
from the south.
None from the south. See, so honestly, what if they were just like, no, like if they don't have a team finish above 500, like should they be allowed to submit a team to the playoffs?
Well, the NFC South will be that division yet again, because the Panthers. Can we just talk about last year's schedule real quick, or our standings for them? The Bucks won at 8-9. 3 other teams were 7-10.
God.
That could happen again.
Honestly,
like for reals.
Yeah, I could see the Saints being the 8-19 this year or something. Maybe. I mean, I've been sneaky in on Carolina, but I could see Derek Carr just being like the stability of Derek Carr being an average mediocre NFL quarterback, getting them to 8-9.
That mascara and eyeliner is gonna friggin' pop in that black and gold.
Oh man. Well, I'm saving all my hot takes for next week, so I feel like
I have more. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll save them. I'll save them for next week too. Let's do a fun little game here. Jay, did you have anything to talk about?
No, sir.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I thought about doing this. And I think we have time to do it. So, I'm gonna give you guys the top headlines on ESPN.com right now, and you're just gonna tell me your thoughts real quick. And let me tell you, they're interesting. All right. So, number one, uh, Aja Wilson scores 53 points, tying a WNBA record in Aces win.
Who did she tie it with? That's what I need to know.
I'm not gonna click on the articles.
Riveting.
Sweet.
Riveting.
Sweet.
Okay. Jerry Reinsdorf fires White Sox owner fires the executive vice president and the GM.
Ooh,
Well deserved. Well
cleaning
deserved.
house.
I also
That's
saw something
that's a
about this
statement.
earlier. He may, if he's going to threaten to leave Chicago to go to Nashville if they don't give him a new stadium.
Honestly,
Pretty interesting.
It's like
does
a
Chicago deserve two
billionaire
baseball
throwing a
teams?
fit.
They're just two teams that have been there a long time. So I don't know the answer to that, Cody, but I know I never give a crap about the White Sox. I can tell you that right now.
They do have cool uniforms. If they move to Nashville, are they the Nashville White Sox, or are they
I don't
changing up?
know. This is another take that I had for a later podcast, probably. Thinking about the A's moving to Vegas. I'm standing strong on if you change cities, you need to change your name. Even though White Sox and Athletics are possibly the two most generic names in the MLB, got to change it. Got to change it.
The Las Vegas Remorse.
Yes, that's a good one, actually.
The Las Vegas the I don't know so
Gamblers,
the gamblers,
hangovers,
but
IVs,
the Las Vegas Streetwalkers.
poker chips.
All right.
Jay, nothing? All right, cool. All right, next one. NBA PA filing grievance against Harden's 100K fine. Now, this one's interesting, Cody, because I did want to ask you about James Harden calling Daryl Morey a liar two different times while he's promoting his new wine in China or something weird like that. Because Morey told him he'd trade him right after he signed the extension. Any thoughts? Do you care? Is the next question I have.
I mean, I care. I haven't brought this up in the podcast because I didn't know if y'all want to talk about it, but James Harden is declining, and it's hard as a NBA former superstar to come to reality with your place in the league, and he has yet to accept that, and it's hard for him to understand. Also, I also understand the point of like, dude, if you're going to ask for a superstar ransom for me in a trade, then you need to pay me like I'm a superstar. And the 76ers won't give him the contract that he wants. That's why he wants to leave. But then they also want to get a superstar trade for him. And it doesn't work both ways. So I understand both points there.
Who wants him?
Nobody. That's the problem.
Like he's not a good basketball player anymore. Arguably, I don't think he ever was, to be honest. But
I mean,
I don't know.
he's a good basketball player. But
he's getting weird, is what it is.
the problem is he is a good basketball player. He is not the number one guy on the number one team anymore, and he needs to get paid in the $20 million range, and he needs to not have the ball in his hands all the time. But the problem is he doesn't do anything else when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. So he's probably going to be a Maverick in like 3 to 5 years. That's just how that.
No.
That's just how Mark Cuban works. I'll just see it.
Why?
Because we love to get one-dimensional players that are past their primes.
Oh, shots fired at
Cuban.
Kyrie?
No, Kyrie is not one dimensional.
JaVale
Kyrie's still good.
McGee.
Yeah, McGee's one. Yeah, for sure.
Tyson Chandler was still pretty good.
I was thinking DeAndre Jordan. That was terrible signing at the time. Let's see. I mean, no, I'm Chandler Parsons, Harrison Barnes. Those guys are lower upside guys that we've signed. But anyway, let's move on.
All right, cool. Well, that's the end of the headlines because the next two are about people dying, and we're not just not going to talk about that.
No, not great.
So, not great podcasting there. So, update: Diamondbacks still up 3-0, but Jay, mailbag question for you. How old are you turning on Thursday?
Guys, I'm turning the glorious 35.
Oh,
Man,
God, you're old, man.
I'm not old. What are you talking about?
You're old. You got
Look,
gray hair
kid,
everywhere.
Oh, I've had gray hair since high school, so I mean that means nothing. It's been slowly peppering in, and that's what I don't mind at all. It's got to pepper in. It can't just be one gray spot. Then it's like, oh, you got to do something about that. That's just weird.
So Cody here, since you live in California, you weren't able to make it to my house this past Saturday. I'll give you just a glimpse of what went down. Okay.
okay.
It was a 1-year-old's birthday party. Okay. So Jay and his wonderful, lovely girlfriend, just girlfriend for now, Dre, showed up. They were first. They were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They were ready to party. There was probably about 40 people there, and they were the only ones who did not bring a child.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, some of these people that came had multiple children as well. We counted a total of 13 babies. That's like under 1.5-ish, and then another 8 non-baby kids.
I'm confused. Was this Eleanor's birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
How
you
do
wish
you
her
know?
happy birthday?
How do
does
you
she know
know?
that many? How does she
Yeah,
know that many?
How do
She
you know
knows
40 people?
She knows, well, including kids.
How do you know How do you know enough people with like I don't know 40 people in my life, including kids.
Hey, family. We had, let's see, mom, dad, sister and her family. That's 4. Her dad, his wife, and then her brother, wife, and 3 kids. I mean, that's 20 right there. Fill in the rest with some friends and their kids. Like, that's easy 40.
And usually I don't leave early, all right? But
Jay left so early. He was done.
I was like, we gotta get the hell out of here. No, not really, but but
All right,
like, yeah,
Mark.
it was like they're having fun and
Mailbag question for you. Did you provide alcohol at the
Of
birthday
course.
party?
Of
All right.
course. I had a full cooler of beer being like, everybody just drink beer.
Drink beer.
It'll be fine.
Eleanor was living it up too. Absolutely,
she had a
loving the
great time.
attention.
She had a great time.
How many beers did you give her?
Just 6.
However many she asked
just 6.
for.
That's it. Yeah.
It's
her birthday.
She wasn't
Cody.
She wasn't driving, right?
No, it's her birthday. She was at home. Like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
What was the big birthday present from mom and dad?
Oh, nothing from us. We got her a doll, and it's really cool. It kind of looks like her. That was her birthday present.
Wow.
We took her to the aquarium.
You know, me and Courtney got Canyon a car when he turned. Wait. That was his second birthday. Never mind. 1-year-old, nobody cares. I think he just got a smash cake. So yeah, you're fine. Next year, you better blow it out though.
Yeah, we will. My parents got her this little like climbing gym type thing. If anybody knows Eleanor, she is going to greatly enjoy that. I just got to put it together. It's pretty cool. So I'm sure you guys will see a shit ton of videos of her playing on it eventually.
Awesome. Cool, man. Well, happy birthday, Eleanor. Happy birthday, Jay. I think it's time to wrap up the worst history in the or worst podcast in the history of podcasting.
Yeah, can we talk about how you just dismissed that last comment that I made? What the hell was that, man?
What do you mean?
You're just like, awesome.
I didn't know what to say. Like, congratulations, your 1-year-old got a gym.
He's gonna be lifting weights, man. He's gonna be jacked.
Have fun, Eleanor. You can climb. Good job.
Anyways, sorry for loving my daughter, I guess. I don't really know how to respond to
No,
this
I'm
anymore.
just saying, like, at some point, like, what do you say? Like, oh, cool, good for her.
What's should we even post this podcast?
Yeah, we should.
I mean,
Oh,
gotta
okay,
get-
cool.
we're committed.
We gotta
Yeah,
give the
yeah.
people what they want.
Let's give Jay final thoughts here, just from sum up the podcast real quick. I need a title for it. So
Summon up the podcast. The episode that Cody was supposed to host but backed out, and a lot of awkwardness.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
All right. That's the new title of the podcast. So episode, not podcast. Maybe that should be the pod. All right. So everybody, just if you feel like it, don't feel pressure. Just go follow us on YouTube. We're very pretty. Next week, Cody promises he'll get a computer and his microphone and just not lay on a bed, basically.
Nah, one day.
It's coming. It's
It will.
coming. Jay will not look like an accountant next week either. Maybe he'll wear his CeeDee Lamb jersey because we're that full NFL preview. We'll be very structured. Hot takes are going to be flying. I'm going to have like so many, and they're going to be so hot. Maybe Jay will have a few.
You're warming me up right now, Mark.
Ooh, yeah. Nice. Get into bed. It's warm in here. So, all right. Well, until next week, we'll see y'all later.
Guys, we'll be better next week. I promise.
Peace.
Peace.